And I said, let's work this. And they were coming up with, course adjustments of 25 degrees, things like that. And that was really like, so if I want to fly 180, I'm looking at 205 in the window. Wow. I said, yeah, now what if you're in Alaska or Russia and you're looking at 30, 40 degree corrections. All right. So here's a technique I like. I get a section lot from a different part of the world and have them work the problem with that so they really see what it means, because in the Midwest, it's like, okay, doesn't get that needle centered up. What's it telling you? Right?
You were from.
You're on there.
It just tells you where you are in relation to some place. It doesn't tell you which way you're headed. Right? Now this is the thing that leaks out of people's heads. Because they see it tuned in, there's the needle, and I have seen it happen. I got the needle centered and they just bore straight ahead and keep that needle centered. And we're supposed to be intercepting Forest now, and we are outbound like a rocket. Right? Because it says 2, because they've dialed in the wrong radial. Alright? So the thing to remember is, reinforce with this, it's where you are in relation to some place in space. That's all. Okay?
You gotta have imagination.
You got to have imagination. Right. Do you teach this as primary? Turn off the GPS, take the data card out. Yeah, absolutely. All right. A lot of folks are teaching it now just as a something to learn enough so you pass your check right. That's wrong. That is very, very wrong. All right. All right. So this is a GPS plot, and this is just the next segment here. I had an FAA inspector, because we were doing currency for FAAs on G1000s several years back in Skyline. And I said, shoot the VOR Alpha into Washington, Missouri. Now, what kind of lines, for those of you with GPS, what kind of lines, what kind of colors should have been on the screen? Or instead of color, what width lines? They changed the width too, right? Green. What colors were on the primary flight display and the multifunction flight display when we did the VOR Alpha into Washington, Missouri? They were magenta. He loaded the wrong approach. Now in Washington, that could be a problem if you're coming in on the 1.5, because you lose obstacle clearance on the GPS line, and you don't lose it on the VOR Alpha. It's 2 slightly different paths. And, and I'm like, trees are getting kind of close.